Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. I'm there with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. I'm ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
A titan when I bang my chest. I breathe fire with every breath. It's a marathon, so I never rest. No, you wanna fill my shoes, you know you're gonna lose. I make moves like I'm playing chess. Always take beat when I need success. Grade A, DNA, you could say I'm blessed. So I'm coming up now. I'm ready for the big time. I'm headed for the finish line. On top, cause the world is mine. I'm ready for the show. You're gonna see me glowing in the spotlight. I'm ready for the big time. Front page got the breaking news. And up the road with the royal brew. I'm taking off, drinking rocket fuel. So somebody hit the lights. I'm gonna drop the mic. A big time, take a center stage. I'll make the crowd go wild. Encore again. Street time with my name statue in my face. I'm coming up now. I'm ready for the big time. I'm headed for the finish line. On top, cause the world is mine. I'm ready for the show. You're gonna see me glowing in the spotlight. I'm ready for the big time.
You don't just watch this kind of racing, you feel it. You feel it in your chest when the green flag drops, in the dirt hanging in the air. And when you can't be there in person, when the night's long and the engines fire somewhere miles away, that's where we come in. From the front stretch to your front porch, from the stands to your living room, the best racing you'll ever see lives right here. This ain't just a stream, it's the edge of your seat.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the virtual 5 Flag Speedway here for round number 2 of the Crown Jewel E Late Model Series. Sorry, still taking time to get used to. We're back here with my co-Horton Booth. Sir, say hello and who you are.
Well, Cody, it's good to be back here with you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Emmett Crow. I'm going to be your color commentator. And Cody, what better way to kick off the second round than at Five Flags in Pensacola, Florida? You know, this track is so famous for the Snowball Derby, which my good buddy Mr. Caden Honeycutt has won before. And it just feels, it's just a great track, and I'm expecting some great racing for sure tonight.
Yeah, definitely some good racing on tap as we are getting into tonight's practice so far, which is led by the 016 of Rocky Boyd. But I don't know if we have a recap or not, if we can throw that back up on the screen. 2 weeks ago, we were at the New Smyrna Speedway for twin 50s. We got 150 in about 50 minutes, and then got down to 35, and then the rain came on in and shortened that race. So it's good to get some cars back on the track and get some racing going.
Yeah, definitely, and what a win it was for Peyton Howell in that first race. Big momentum booster, and he's going to be riding that momentum coming here to Five Flags, Cody.
Oh, definitely, and we're not into qualifying just yet. We're still in the practice sessions, but we do have to inform you that there are some points provisionals going into tonight. So we qualify everybody. I believe top 16 make it into the feature, and the rest go into the LCQ. But these are the 8 drivers. If they do not qualify, if they qualify outside that top 16, they do not have to run tonight's LCQ. And let me tell you, I run an iRacing league. Those LCQs are dreaded.
Well, and the thing is, Cody, last 2 weeks ago when we were at New Smyrna, everybody transferred. So now, we're looking at this, we're looking at the field, and when there's 30-plus cars here in this race, it's going to make it tough, and the pressure's going to be on these cars to try to race their way in. And I'm looking forward to that. That's going to put the action up to 100 for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely a lot more on the line when you got something to race for. I just saw that last week working at the RPM Speedway over there in Crandall, Texas. They had a big modified show, and those guys just seem to want it more when there's a B-main or an LCQ type on the line. So the top 8 who have an automatic transfer into tonight's feature after 2 completed features at the New Smyrna Speedway, they are Rocky Boyd in the 016, Peyton Howell in the 52. I believe he was the inaugural winner of the first 50-lapper. Wally Wilson in the 69, Bradley Wilson in the 51, Carson Bennett in the 77, Steele Lankford in the 33, Mason Foster in the 96, and Jimmy Gawker in the 02. So those guys, Crow, they're sitting pretty good. They got to be very confident going into tonight that at least they have racing. So far, let's take a look at the top 10 running right now. We're pulling up our scorecard. You can see the scorecard right along with you at home. Right now, the 016 Rocky Boyd, he's got to be feeling really good right now on top of the speed charts in the 016. I believe Larson Parker, the 018, that might be a teammate right there. He sits currently second with a 16082. Then it's Kyle T sitting there with a 16037. Julian Valdez in the Premier Racing car. I believe we actually have a couple of buddies that work for Premier Racing down here in Texas. Cameron Ruggles, Derek Prater, Jimmy Gawker, Chase Swank, Casey Beatty, and Dustin Marburkett, our old Canadian pal. Dustin Marburkett sits right now top 10 in points. Well, Carl, you probably know these cars better than I do. What kind of racing can we expect tonight at the Five Flag Speedway?
Well, it's going to be tight, and usually this track is multi-groove. I've seen a single groove before during the day, but at night it's using multi-groove. Tires are going to play a big part, and these guys are going to pick up the horsepower in these corners with the banking being so high up as it is. But it's going to be interesting for sure. And I got to tell you, Cody, I bet you Mr. Cameron Ruggles is smiling seeing this car count for tonight. Glad to see him bring this series back to iRacing, and can't wait to see what entails for the rest of the season.
Yeah, really good car count tonight. 38 checked in on the iRacing platform, and right now 37 have taken a time. So these guys still getting this place knocked in. Now, in the dirt racing world, you obviously know better than I do. As we take a look at the track conditions really quick, an air temp is 78 degrees. Virtual wind speed is 2 miles an hour, and the track temp not really going to play much of a factor as it's partly cloudy out there. But, man, let's talk about a multi-groove asphalt racetrack real quick, and just in your experience, how does that groove kind of run in?
Well, it's just, the more rubber gets laid down, and when people pick that suggested line, that's how the track comes in. Like, we're talking about, in dirt, we see it rubber up a lot as the races go on, but in asphalt, the tires heat up a lot more, and there's a lot more rubber placed down on the track rather than on the dirt surface as well.
Well, Crow, looks like everything's going to reset here. We're going to go into our qualifying session, so we'll get you some qualifying laps here as they come on out. And let's see who sets the pace. Looks like it's going to be the Premier, number 21 of Julian Valdez on the track first. He's a current I rating of 6,325 and is sitting with the top license at a 4.99, so an almost perfect safety rating there for the 21.
Yeah, great job by Julian Valdez. We saw him run really good. I believe wasn't he the pole sitter for the opening round at New Smyrna, I believe?
I believe he was, and right now he's going to go to the top of the charts at 16.999. As I say that, Kevin Calkins in the 191 hits the top of the board, so that's quick time for Kevin Calkins in the GT3 number 191. And just as I say that, these times are starting to run in, Crow, and this track is really fast right now.
Yeah, we see Lucas Austin right here putting down a lap. It's going to be a 17:65. So that'll move him into the number 10 spot. Sorry, the 8th spot, excuse me. Trying to make a better lap.
Oh, hold on to it, Lucas. So there is that grit that you're talking about coming into play right now. As there's Colton Martin making his first lap. He's going to charge it around the top. Now, I think he's charging it around the top to try to get that speed, but he'll put it down on the quick line around the bottom. But I think most of these guys are going to charge that top line to get some speed. It's going to be interesting in the race. When we don't have a two-lane racetrack on dirt, you got someone going up there and trying to pound the line. I wonder to see if these guys are going to try to do that as well as Colton Martin. Oh, my goodness. So he's still going to be on the clock for that first lap. Here comes your current points leader. That's Rocky Boyd III.
Yeah, Rocky Boyd has really impressed me coming into this series. Last week at New Smyrna, dominated one of the twin 50s, and then when the field got inverted, he got caught up in a little bit of trouble towards the back, but really rebounded, and that's why he's your points leader right now, Cody.
currently on the racetrack. That's the 055 of Palmer Hag. So as times continue to run in, we have about 17 competitors. And Larson Parker right now is the class of the field with a 16.210. As here comes Palmer Hag, going to make his run, going to try to knock some speed through the middle of the track, going to drift it up the top of the speedway. We're going to see all sorts of different lines tonight in these super late models. As he's going to throw that up on the pine. Talk about riding the pine there in a super late model.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, Cody, you're going to see a lot of these guys, they'll run up next to the wall, but when they get on that corner entry, they're going to dive it down and try to dive in the corner, trying to pick up as much speed as they can. Not really dive bomb, but just generally just let the car just drift to the bottom, as you see right here with Mr. Palmer Hag, as he's going to pick it up, and then he's going to drift right up next to the wall, get it right back down there, just trying to dime in the corner like we see those NASCAR guys on the short tracks.
Now, is he trying, like you said, he's trying to naturally drift the car down. Is there going to be a case of someone trying to get aggressive? They'll drive it deep into the corner on the top and then immediately try to throw it down, or is that just going to end up in an automatic spin out?
Well, it could either end up in a spin out, or it could end up in, right rearing somebody or something, hooking them. But there could be some dive bomb city. With dirt racing, we got slab job city, and in asphalt, we got dive bomb city. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody does get aggressive, especially, coming to 5 to go, 2 to go, or that white flag trying to win on that last lap.
So right now, a little update. As we were talking, we forgot to say Palmer Hag went quick time, a 16.130 now the class of the field. Peyton Howe sits just about 2/10 back with a 16.146. And then Mick Gindras sits with a 16.171 as Malik Ray now about 6 thousandths off the third place spot.
Yeah, great run by these guys. You can tell that everything's picking up with these cars. The speed's picking up. Tires are getting
you can tell this setup's on point tonight. Last time we had a little bit of a problem with the setup, a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but you can tell these cars are sticking tonight on this racetrack. Of course, it could be the fresh rubber on these super late model tires, but everyone seems to be going faster. The track seems to be getting faster as we go along tonight, as looks like Jimmy Gawker, and we're watching Kenny Brady right now. He's currently in the 31st position, about a second off. Jimmy Gawker runs his second lap. He's going to end up with a 16.179. So all these guys in the 16.1s. We have another 16.179. That's Kenny Brady in the 54. Here comes Bryce Beatty. I think he's the only guy in the field with a picture.
Yeah, I think he is too. And we see Bryce Beatty right here. Bryce ran really good at New Smyrna, but once again, got caught up in a little bit of chaos with the cautions we had. But I'm looking for Bryce to rebound for sure tonight here at Five Flags.
A little bit of a blink there from Chase Swank, so he might need to go to, plug in that router. Looks like he's going to end up the 35th position. So it looks like 16.1. No one going to touch the 15s just yet, as Dustin Marquette, his first lap, puts down a 16.203. That might have been his second lap. As we have another one, Casey Beatty in the 45 just put down a 16.135. So if you take a look, I don't know if we can put up the scorecard for qualifying right now. If you take a look at all these times, look at the top 20, separated by just above 2 tenths of a second. Yeah, 2 tenths of a second. This track is very fast, and these guys are very competitive, and it's going to be a dogfight all night here for the Crown Jewel Series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a dogfight, and I'm interested to see who all makes it out of these heats and everything, and that LCQ is going to get very racy with a chance to make it to the feature on the line.
With that, we're waiting for the final bit of competitors. Looks like 36 taking a time tonight. And it looks like if it's all said and done, looks like Mr. Palmer Hag there in the 055 will take it with a 16.130. He's got to be very happy. Casey Beatty settles with a 16.135. And then Peyton Howe, the unrivaled esports entry, with a 16.146. So Peyton already locked in the show, but you got to be feeling good about yourself sitting there in the top 3.
Yeah, definitely feeling good about yourself. And the thing is, I mean, Palmer Hag and Casey Beatty were separated by 5/1000ths of a second, which is unbelievable, Cody. So that's telling me that these tires, they're cool. The track's cooling down, the tires are picking up, and the speeds are picking up. So this is going to be a great race tonight.
So it looks to be 36 entries tonight as Carson Barrett and Bryson Myers, the only 2 drivers not to take a time in the field. Carson Barrett is also locked into tonight's A feature, might already be confident in his stuff, or maybe just might be having some internet issues. Your current points leader, Rocky Boyd, right now, sitting well behind the 8 ball. He sits with a 16.425, and guess where that's put him? In the 30th position.
So we're going to have to see Rocky Boyd race his way in. That's going to be interesting for sure. But here's the thing, Cody. We saw 2 weeks ago at New Smyrna, Rocky Boyd got, after he came into pit, he was in the back. And he came all the way up, 2 or 3 times to challenge for that race lead. So definitely look out for Rocky Boyd not to stay in the back too long, Cody.
No, definitely not, as we are, looks like we're waiting for the qualifying session to come to an end here. Track actually dropping a degree right now, so it's moved to 77 degrees. Mid-70s night at the Five Flags Speedway, so don't know how that should change everything as far as weather conditions. I don't know. I know you can set the date on iRacing. I don't know what day and month it is. I think it's usually these are all the same date.
Yeah, I believe so.
But with that, we're just trying to... Looks like we've gotten to the next session. I believe the next session will be... if my producer extraordinaire can remind me, the next session will be an LCQ. Will be a warm-up. So we still have about 5 more minutes to go before we hit the LCQ. As qualifying comes to an end with 36 cars taking time, it all kicking it off by Palmer Hag. So we're waiting for these guys to either finish the driver's meeting and get out on the racetrack and stretch their legs a little bit. So with that, we'll take a small break here in the studio. We'll be back here in just a moment about the time the LCQ starts, and you're watching the Crown Jewel Series here on LSRTV.
You don't just watch this kind of racing, you feel it. You feel it in your chest when the green flag drops, in the dirt hanging in the air. And when you can't be there in person, when the night's long and the engines fire somewhere miles away, that's where we come in. From the front stretch to your front porch, from the stands to your living room, the best racing you'll ever see lives right here. This ain't just a stream, it's the edge of your seat.
me my big boy size here. Oh, this thing right here is pretty sporty. I'm gonna try it out. Man, this thing's love right here, boy. We'll be here for a minute.
Welcome to Racing 101. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to drive a super late model.
Appreciate you coming by, Bags.
Well, I enjoyed it.
All right, have a good day.
Same-day shipping.
You got to go.
Will you get this? Help me get this thing to the house.
Same-day shipping.
Ultra Shield seats. So comfy, you don't want to get out of them. Available at Day Motorsports.
I think I'm gonna put this thing in the living room.
What really sets On Demand shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to expect. Because we've
Well, James Cole, we hate to cut you off, but we're gonna have to because we're going racing here. It looks like it's gonna be the LCQ. We'll see our starting lineup coming up right now. A little bit of a, here we go, starting in row. We're gonna make sure, all right, now so starting back on row 9 to the outside, it's gonna be the 26 of Cam Powell, back to his inside, 31, that's Brad Carpenter.
Yeah, row 10 is where we're going to find the 002 of AJ Warren, lined up next to Colby Garrett in the 254 on the outside.
Actually, this is going to be row number 3. That'll be Derek Crater to the inside, to the outside is Colton Martin. My bad, I thought we were going backwards.
Row number 4 is where we're going to find the 68 of Lucas Austin, lined up next to Steele Langford in the 33 on the outside.
Row number 5 is going to see the 66 of Robbie Taylor, and the only person who took a yearbook photo, that's going to be Bryce Beatty.
Row number 6 is we're going to find Brandon Pearl in the 91, lined up next to Dylan Calkins in the 191 on the outside.
Julian Valdez finds himself in the 21 inside row number 7, I believe, to the outside of the 016. Your current points leader, Mr. Rocky Boyd.
As we get the 1 to go, row number 7 is going to be Bradley Wilson in the 51, lined up next to Tyler Dozier in the 25 on the outside.
Then it's going to be Mr. Jean G and Brandon Estep to the outside.
Row number 9 is going to be Mike Mescal in the 3, lined up next to Joshua Gutierrez in the 00.
That's going to be Carson Barrett and Bryson Myers bringing to the back the 2 cars who didn't take a time. So here we go. About 20 cars taking the green flag here for tonight's LCQ. They're off into 1 and 2.
Yeah, right off the bat, Cam Powell's going to get a great launch. He'll rocket to the front ahead of the 31 of Carpenter. Carpenter's starting to slip a little bit as we got a car. That's going to be Brandon Pearl, Cody. Gets a little loose and hits the wall. First caution of the night.
Already some first lap woes, and he's going to be racing to the outside there. It looks to be the 25 of Tyler Dozier. And a bit of a rookie mistake. That's the 21 of Valdez. Gets into Brandon Pearl. So tough break so far for Brandon Pearl. I believe he won the LCQ the last time out here.
I believe so. He either won the LCQ or he was the pole sitter. I couldn't remember when we ran. Wasn't he the pole sitter for the feature?
I think he was pole sitter for one of the features.
I think so.
Well, folks, we're just not on our A game tonight, but we'll get everything. So looks like we're going to have a reshuffle of deck. No laps complete. So caution laps will not count until we knock some caution laps out. Actually, I don't think caution laps count in the LCQ at all. So we will have ourselves a complete restart. So when we come to the restart, we'll have 1 down and 24 or 23 to go.
Yeah, so now it's the intensity's picking up. We've already seen it on lap 1 and had some great racing until we had a little short break with that caution, but the action's going to pick right up, Cody, when they come back to the green.
So it looks like 17 cars scored to take the green flag. And it looks like we have about 15 on the racetrack. Those are Brad Carpenter, Cam Powell, AJ Warren, Colby Garrett, Derek Prater, Colton Martin, Lucas Austin, Bryce Beatty, Robbie Taylor, Kevin Calkins, Tyler Dozier, Julian Valdez, Brandon Eastep, Joshua Gutierrez, and Mike Macaskill. Jean G and Brandon Pearl not being scored, so they might have taken it off to the garage.
Yeah, I think maybe took it to the garage. And as we get ready to go green, Cody, watch out for Mr. Brad Carpenter. Maybe he'll pick it up right here as he does get a better launch than he did on the initial start.
Cam Powell trying to hound to the outside, but it looks like a great start there for Carpenter out of turn number 2. Look at him. Someone getting slideways out of 3 and 4 as another caution comes out. This time we will count 1 lap. It looks to be the 68 of Lucas Austin sitting backwards with some right front damage. That thing's almost up like a stock car as watching into 1 and 2. And he just lost it himself. Little unassisted yellow flag there for the 68. Gets tagged by several drivers. I think Kevin Calkins and Robbie Taylor were also involved in that one. So, 2 laps, 2 cautions. Going to see if we can make it perfect all night. If you have 25 cautions in the B main, you're still in it. So, I've just been told we're only taking the top 4, so I think that's the reason for the aggressive racing. As looks like a couple of guys on pit road right now, as red has just popped up for Ken Powell, AJ Warren, Tyler Dozier, and Julian Valdez. We'll see if anyone's taking a pit stop. I don't think you're allowed to take a pit stop in the B main, Crow.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I was about to say, there's only 25 laps, so I think you got to run what you brung and hope she sticks and hope you don't get too much trouble. And if you do transfer, though, it's going to be interesting to see if your car is able to run or not, Cody.
Yeah, only 4 going to transfer, so if we've had 2 cautions, look to be about still about 14 cars remaining. Still 15 cars scored, going from Cam Powell to Joshua Gutierrez, and the green flag comes back out. Guns back out here for Crown Jewel Series, down into turns number 1 and 2. Better start for Powell, trying to defend the high line, but looks like he does not have a lot of grip, as he's almost going to go backwards quick, fast, and here. Here's the 002 of AJ Warren to the inside.
Yeah, the 00 of AJ Warren, 002, going to go to the inside of Cam Powell, trying to take that position away, and Bryce Beatty goes around.
Hey, this time we doubled it, so if we keep doubling our laps here, we'll get done within like 10 to 15 minutes. As we're going to watch Bryce Beatty running through the middle, and I don't think that was Julian Valdez that time. I think that was the 191 of Kevin Calkins helping him go around. So there's Mr. Charles Wooten with the LSRTV virtual replay. And, that car, if it was real life, that car may need to make a stop over there at Day Motorsports out there in Tyler, Texas. Day Motorsports, one of the largest motorsports shippers, manufacturers in the country. They don't just work in the great state of Texas. They work all over, and they sponsor a lot of really good drivers. Day Motorsports, thank you for being a good partner here with LSRTV.
Yeah, got to thank Day Motorsports for always helping us out. If you need a race seat or something that you saw in the commercial, go see them. They also offer overnight shipping, I believe, also, Cody.
I got my fire suit that I ended up racing a car at the top of this month. We're still in August. Yeah. I got my race suit there from the good folks at Day Motorsports. They have, and I'm a bigger guy, so it's good that they have bigger sizes. Looks like admins are tired of the caution, so we're going to a single file restart. So this might put some guys at a disadvantage if we go to a single file restart and everyone locks down the bottom. So it's time to see, Crow, who's going to work the top and work it well as the green flag comes back out here in the LCQ.
Yeah, Brad Carpenter, he made up, got that mulligan on that initial start. I got to tell you, Cody, he's made out big time on these restarts, getting way out in front of Mr. Cam Powell, but A.J. Warren just said they're waiting in the weeds if these two get together, and he can pounce like a tiger on a sick gazelle or something.
Current battle for the transfer spot right now is their 2x2 for third right in front of them. That's the 95 of Prater, goes out past the 254. That's Colby Garrett. That's Garrett Prater. And Colby Garrett, as I say that, Prater might have a little bit of an issue. He's going back here in a hurry. Here comes the 60-60 outside of Robbie Taylor. So Prater out and Garrett in.
Yeah, the thing about rocking that 95, I believe it's this weekend or next weekend, they're going to show cars for the 20th anniversary. And not doing his best Lightning McQueen impression, but in a solid position to transfer right now in that 95. Oh, man.
Just as we say that, he gets it back as Colby Garrett spins with 18 to go with a little help there from the 95 of Derek Prater. So Prater might have to go to the back, and we'll see if Garrett has any positions. As it's hard to tell, it's hard to tell even from our vantage point what the car does, even if we have a cockpit view. I don't know if we can get a cockpit view from the 95. Let's see, because this could go either one of two ways. He comes across the nose right, does it to himself, or the 95 comes up off the bottom. We don't get paid to make those calls. It looks like the 95 stayed tried true to the bottom, and the 254 just kind of overcooked it.
Yeah, it just overcooked it just a little bit.
And it doesn't matter whether you're running for, I don't know how much they run for each feature. It's probably just a hot dog and a handshake. But even if it's a hot dog and a handshake, you're in that car, you're competing. You want to put yourself in a best position, and that's a nerve-wracking position to be right there. The first car out of the show, so tough break for the 254 Garrett as he'll be charged with the caution. And Brad Carpenter's got to like this. He's going to get another chance to pull out to the lead.
Yeah, gotta love that for Brad Carpenter in that 31 machine.
One thing Colby Garrett did show us there, Crow, on the restart is that you can run the top of the speed, not the top, but you can run the middle line of the speedway and still maintain your speed. I don't know if he had anybody pushing him as far as getting a position, but he worked the wheel well. As it looks like we actually might be going double file as Powell at the top of the speedway. No, I think Powell's just trying to cool off the tires.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get these tires, get all the debris off of them, get those marbles. Because the thing is, Cody, with this asphalt, these guys, they pick up those marbles, and if you get the marbles on your tires, they can make them slicker than you had on a hot metal tin roof in the middle of summer here in Texas. So it'd be interesting to see how he does on this restart.
Well, Cat on a hot tin roof, great Tennessee Williams play, bad at a racetrack as we've had 4 cautions so far, no lead changes. But Carpenter back out to the lead, looks like Powell to the inside wall. That's going to allow the double 0-2 of A.J. Warren to the inside. Battle for the transfer spot right here between Colton Martin and Robbie Taylor.
Yeah, this transfer spot is really heating up between Martin and Taylor. As we see that battle going on behind A.J. Warren. Martin's in for the moment, but Taylor's licking his chops and trying to find a way. I think he's smelling fresh. I think he's smelling blood, Cody. He's going to try to get him right here.
Just as you said that, there might be a little bit of kiss of contact or Martin overcooked the car because here comes Taylor. Taylor that time made definite contact, and around goes the 4 of Martin. Martin still spinning, Reckon going to collect several with him. And so we get 4 laps, and oh my goodness. One tap, and it sends him on a wild ride. So the 5th dreaded caution, as that might be the same situation there with Colby Garrett, and just couldn't get the I think he just got overzealous, wanted to jump back to the inside on the good line, but he really needed to ride the outside until he got back into turn number 1 there. Might have been a costly mistake there for the Martin family racing entry.
Yeah, it just might be a costly mistake, and I gotta tell you, this track may be cool town, but I gotta think those temperatures are gonna be raising with that move. I don't think he's gonna be too happy with that move, Cody.
I always say one thing, Crow, when we get to this point in the race, the B mains, they're dreaded. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. You're going to have a lot of your, I wouldn't say inexperienced guys, but you're going to have a lot of your guys who, don't have confidence in the car, and they're going to try to either push the car as hard as they can go or defend what they got. Looks like the 4 of Martin was trying to defend what he had, and he had Taylor all over the back of him. So let's get an updated running order right now, as it's Brad Carpenter, scoring Julian Valdez in the 2nd spot, but it's been Cam Powell. Cam Powell will be your 2nd place car, the 002 of AJ Warren 3rd. And Robbie Taylor will inherit 4th there with 14 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure to see how, now that we have Mr. Julian Valdez, well, maybe the timing is not updated. I was about to say, Julian Valdez is in 2nd. That's going to be interesting for sure, but still looks like Mr. Cam Powell might be in 2nd, so your current cars on the outside looking in is the 21 of Julian Valdez, the 7 of the yearbook photo bomber, Mr. Bryce Beatty. Then you have Mike McCaskill in the 3, Colby Garrett in the 254, and Derek Prater back there in the 95. So costly mistake for Prater and Garrett. They sit at the back of this field, but still 14 to go, still a long way to go. And no Rocky Boyd, because Rocky Boyd doesn't have to race the LCQ. He's already in the top 8. He advances to the A main, so good for the 016. Yeah, good for the 016. And, I bet you he's liking having to set this race out, because this thing has been nothing but chaos. I mean, it's been, we've seen a lot of wrecked race cars, and a lot of guys just trying to get their cars right, especially this top 3, trying to stay out of trouble. But at the same time, you got to be aggressive because you want to win that LCQ. But, I mean, you're looking at Robbie Taylor right now. He moves himself into the 4th position. There's the interesting battle between Julian Valdez and Robbie Taylor, as Julian Valdez got a little bit into it, Cody, right there.
Well, if you want to take a look at the left front of Julian Valdez, there might be a little damage that's pushing that car up the racetrack, but I think he might be the more experienced of the 2 racers, as right in front of them, Cam Powell and AJ Warren going to war. But let's stay focused on the battle right now for the transfer spot. See if young Julian Valdez, who's kept the car clean for the most part, see if he can get it around the bottom, as no one is going to try to go and move to the outside. Everyone's going to wait for a mistake.
Well, the thing is, Cody, with 9 laps to go, it's time to tighten those belts up real tight, because it's time to get your boots on and got to make a move right here. And we've seen Julian Valdez trying to get Taylor a little bit loose, doing a little boot scoop boogie impression, but just can't find a way to get up to that corner panel. If he get up to that corner panel, then he might have a shot to pass Mr. Robbie Taylor.
That's a current battle for the transfer spot. Looks like things are getting tight right in front of them between Cam Powell and AJ Warren. Still don't know if that's a lap car right. No, that's the leader. So throw a blanket over the top 3 as they say that. The announcer's curse coming back into play for Cam Powell. If he keeps hitting the wall like that, he might cut a tire.
Yeah, it looked like I saw a little bit of smoke as they come down the front stretch, but that could have just been a cloud or something. But yeah, like I told you, it was the initial start. Cam Powell looked like the dominant car, but ever since that first caution, Brad Carpenter, after getting that mulligan, has really been strong on those restarts, Cody.
Really good racer out of the Brad Carpenter camp as we have 5 to go. He's got a 3,774 I rating with a 3.13 in the A license. So he can run a lot of things on the iRacing platform. Remember, the better you do in officials and the more clean you race people, the more access you get to the website. So Brad Carpenter's got full access right now, and he's got full access to the lead. As Cam Powell now going to close into the back bumper, as they say that, he'll push up. Powell has a really bad push, but he's able to maintain that car because he's driving his you-know-what's off.
Yes, definitely driving those tires, the wheels off that thing, driving it like he stole it. But just can't find a way to get up. We saw him get up to the bumper just for a second, but he can't find a way to get up to Carpenter's bumper and get him a little loose out of the groove and go by him. But meanwhile, the transfer spot looks like Robbie Taylor might be locking it up, but Colby Garrett right there on the back bumper, Cody.
Colby Garrett trying to make up for a bad mistake right now, but he's going to fall down as the white flag lap comes out. We all say digging like Dale. Someone might need to channel the Intimidator here out of 3. I believe this is 3 and 4th of final time. Powell is there. Drag race to the line. Carpenter just going to hold on, so Powell didn't have to use the bump and run a la Bristol 95, rattle his cage, as Carpenter is able to hold on. Cam Powell second, AJ Warren third, and Robbie Taylor does hold him off by about 0.05 of a second. So Colby Garrett going to miss, Derek Prater going to miss, Julian Valdez going to miss, Mike McCaskill going to miss, and Bryce Beatty all going to miss. Those are the cars that finished on the racetrack. Joshua Gutierrez, Tyler Dozier, Brandon Estep, Kevin Calkins, Lucas Austin, Colton Martin, and Brandon Pearl, who all started, did not make it to the checkered flag. So how about it for that B main, Crow? What did you see that maybe might come into play? Do you think with the A main cars on track that we might see some more 2-3 wide racing?
You know, the thing was, Cody, we had some great two wide racing, you know, side by side, but it seemed like it was a single group track for the most part. But I mean, because it seemed like everybody's followed the leader. But I want to know what happened to Julian Valdez, because if you remember, for a while he was right up there battling with Taylor, getting to his corner panel, and then something must have happened. He must have hit the wall or something.
Well, I'm still new to the series, so I don't know if Julian Valdez does have a history. He seems to be a newer driver in the series right now, so maybe the inexperience came into play right there. He is I believe a B license or A license driver. That doesn't mean he's not a bad driver, but compared to these guys, these guys have a lot of experience with the history of the series, and being back after 5 years, it's going to take a big learning curve before Valdez can maybe lock himself into an A main.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing about it with mistakes, when mistakes are made, you can always learn from them. So he's going to take this, learn from it, and we'll see him back on the track when we go back racing. Oh, Bryce Beatty goes around.
Oh. Well, with that, we're going to take a small, quick commercial break so we can get liquidated, and I don't mean alcohol. We're going to get some water in our system, get our voices clear, maybe some coffee, talk shop, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Crown Jewel Series on LSRTV. Well, good afternoon. Or, well, I already said that. Well, I'm well hydrated, and I hope you guys are too, because we're about to get into some hot action that might dehydrate you again. Crow, are you ready for some A-main action?
Oh yeah, Cody, I'm ready. I've been waiting. You know, we had some great action in that LCQ. Let's get it going in the A main feature.
I'd say let's get together. Let's go a 125 laps green as we are coming to the end of our A main practice session. As Bryce Beatty goes around again. As we're supposed to have a 20-car field, so weather conditions not changing so far. Another partly cloudy night. Same partly cloudy night, 2% wind speed, track temperatures. Now, are we ever going to, I wonder if we're ever going to get a race, you know, where they really challenge them with the weather. And Crow, if you had to set up a race to challenge your drivers with the weather, what conditions would you put them in?
Overcast, because then that brings up the downforce on these cars, and it makes the racing so much better. And plus, there's going to be the visual where you got to deal with not as much fog. I wouldn't do too much, but definitely an overcast situation for sure, Cody.
That reminds me of the old, I don't know if you know who Eric Estep is, but he's a pretty
yeah.
prominent NASCAR creator. They put a Halloween race on once a year, I believe, called Groovy Hollow, but I think that's almost like a fog race. Well, let's get the fog out of our brains and introduce you to tonight's starting lineup going 125 laps for the Crown Jewel Series here at the Five Flag Speedway. We're going to find Mr. Jimmy Gawker. Fastest in qualifying to his outside is Kyle Terzak.
Yeah, in row 2, we're going to find Mike Zenegras on the outside, lined up next to Aaron Johnson in the 78 on the outside.
Driver the 88, that's Mr. Malik Ray. He'll start pit to the outside. The 52, one of our new Smyrna winners, that's Mr. Peyton Howell.
Yeah, row 4 on the inside is going to be Casey Beatty in the 45, lined up next to Palmer Hagg in the 055 on the outside.
Then the 54 will be Kenny Brady to the outside. That's going to be Mr. Dustin Marburkett rolling off in the 10th position.
Yeah, in row 6, we're going to find Larson Parker in the 018 on the inside, lined up next to Brantley Bryant on the outside.
Then it'll be Mr. Jake Grout in the 49 to the inside of row number 7. And then the guy who revived the series, that's going to be 2, Cameron Ruggles.
Yeah, row 8 is where you're going to find Tad Granger in the 8, lining up next to Mr. Chase Swank in the 55 on the outside.
Row number 9 looks like this. It's going to be Brad Carpenter to the inside, your LCQ winner. To the outside, the 26 of Cam Powell.
At row 10 is where we're going to find the 002 of AJ Warren on the inside, lining up next to your transfer spot winner, Mr. Robbie Taylor, on the outside.
Then we'll have the 33, that's Steele Lankford. And to the outside, your current points leader, Rocky Boyd. So those guys both making it in via points provisionals tonight.
Yeah, row 12 is where we're going to find Bradley Wilson in the 51. And looky there, Mr. Julian Valdez on the outside of the 21.
Row number 13 should be the 7 of Bryce Beatty, and he will start all on his lonesome. So that's going to be 25 cars tonight, going 125 laps at the Five Flag Speedway. Perfect timing because the cars are off, the green flag is out, and the guns come out here at the Five Flag Speedway.
Yeah, right off the bat, we're going to see Kyle Terzak get away from the field for just a moment, but Jimmy Gawker, as he lost the lead from Terzak, just didn't get a good restart. And we saw that earlier in the LCQ with our LCQ winner, Mr. Brad Carpenter. He had trouble on the restart, but we already got our first caution of the night.
That looks to be the 2, the man who finished runner-up in the LCQ, Mr. A.J. Warren. Watching him try to work that Ford-powered Mustang to the back of Carpenter. And it looks like everyone just got stacked up there in the back of the field.
Yeah, just got stacked up, and poor Bryce Beatty was an innocent bystander, just didn't have anywhere to go.
So let's take a look at the extent of the damage. Looks like definitely some damaged left front suspension there for the 002, so it might put him way behind the 8 ball. There's the 2 of Cameron Ruggles. Don't know how much. I know damage is on. He's struggling to park the car in the pit lane, but don't know how much time he's going to have to be on pit road to repair that damage in the 002 Mustang.
Oh, Rocky Boyd on pit road also, Cody.
Well, it's an unfortunate benefit of starting in the back. You're subject to whatever happens around there, and Rocky Boyd not wanting to. I mean, he was already in the race, and he didn't want to push the issue after a bad qualifying night, and might have just gotten caught up in something.
Yeah, or maybe he just came in, maybe just topped off just a little bit, took the advantage, riding in the back, not having to worry about, track position or nothing. Maybe he just came in and tried to fix something on that car, get it all ready to go for this next restart.
So it's going to be the 918 Custom Designs car of Kyle Terzak, the RKM Setup Shop number 15 machine, taking us back to the outside. We'll line up the 02 of Mr. Jimmy Gawker. That'll be Mark Gindras, Aaron Johnson, Peyton Howe, Malik Ray, Casey Beatty, Palmer Hag, Kenny Brady, and Jake Rout will knock out your top 10. As you see there up on the left side of the ticker, caution laps are counting this race because it's more of an extended race. Caution laps did not count because we were 50 laps into our race last time.
Yeah, and just an interesting detail about Mick Zindra's car. If you look on the back, there's a team that you haven't heard from in a while, and that's GMS. If you think about all their success in ARCA and the Truck Series, really cool to see GMS on the back of that car.
He's a definite GMS driver.
Yeah, maybe.
So Kyle Terzak,
not available, but I mean, if he wants to race for him, he can.
Out of a rocket as they are 2x2. Terzak starting to run away with it. He's almost a half second here in 2 laps as we're trying to find some action throughout the pack. We're currently watching the 33. That's Steele Lankford. He started behind the B main car. So he has to try to make his way through the field. There's your current series director, the 2 of Mr. Ken Roberts.
Yeah, and then the points leader was right up there as well as Rocky Boyd. But looking at the 88 right here, trying to make a move on the 52 of Brantley Bryant. Just trying to find a way to get around. Oh,
Hello.
Chase Swank.
Not looking so swank right now as the wheels are turned the wrong direction, so that thing is towed out. Must have been a hard hit racing there with the B-main runner-up Cam Powell, and that happened right in front of him.
Yeah, tough break for Chase. I watched this boy racing the Leadfoot Racing League, and him and Josh Parrish, that team seems like they're on the rises. Towards the end of the season, they started making some great runs, and definitely going to be looking for them to do something in Season 6 when we get going.
So it looks like all the action right now kind of staying in the back of the pack is Kyle Terzak really doing his homework on this place. He was out to a half of a second advantage in about 2 laps, so hopefully Jimmy Gawker learned something there from the 15. And, here's a question for you, Crow. As far as pit stops, can we expect one in this race?
I think maybe they'll come in about lap 50, maybe lap 55. I do not know about the fuel, what our fuel situation's looking like. Did not do my research, I'll admit, about tires and fuel, so I'm going to... All right, so we're being told now by our lovely producer, Mr. Charles Wooten, that they can only take tires, Cody, on lap 55. So I hit it right on the dot for tires, but who knows about fuel?
We'll see if that is a green flag pit stop or a usually in these races, they're more like a non-competitive pit stop. We'll see if Charles can give us that information coming up. But we're 13 down. If we keep pacing the way we are, I don't think anyone in the field may need to take tires.
Yeah, I don't think so also, and you know, especially with this being a night race. Now, maybe if it was a day race and these guys were racing real hard, then maybe they would, but, I mean, at night and running all these caution laps will really cool the tires off for sure.
So green flag back out, and Kyle Terzak seems to be the only guy who can shift through the gears. Good, is there 2x2 back there between Jindras and Aaron Johnson. Credit Johnson with the podium spot right there. Is there 2x2? They're trying to find out their P's and Q's.
They're still trying to find a way around this track as we see a good battle going on between the 11.
Oh, we got one around. And we got two around.
Oh my gosh.
So there's the 16. That's not the 016. Oh, that's Dustin Mauberket, the local Canadian. Looks like the 66 was working behind him. Right in front of him was the 18 car.
My gosh.
Oh my goodness. What a ride for Mauberket. That was Larson Parker there in the 018 car. I believe that might be a teammate there for Rocky Boyd, or could be just someone else grabbed the 18 number.
I gotta say, you know, my good buddy, Mr. Wesley Allen, he would have said right there that Mauberket was going for his pilot license as we saw that car go up in the air, but tough break for Mauberket. Ran really good at New Smyrna and just gets caught up in a wreck, and hopefully he can rebound from it. I mean, this is still a long race, Cody. I mean, we're only 17 laps in at 125, so hopefully they can get that car fixed, get some duct tape on it, get some Bondo, you know, and get that car back out there and see if he can make a run to the front again.
Well, if we can get Mr. Wooten to give us the view of the 54 there of Kenny Brady. Kenny also went around at the end, and you know, that with the one tire stop, if you spin and you bald the tires, are those the tires you're going to have to finish on the rest of the race?
You know, that's a good question, and I think you try to limp it around and see if you can make it to lap 55, because I wonder if that is like mandatory for only lap 55. I mean, of course, if these guys come in for damage, you can fix that, but that's very interesting for sure, Cody.
We're getting back 2x2, getting everyone back into their starting spot. Don't remember if we have a choose rule, but if we do have a choose rule, everyone choosing their line. I don't think we do, because the 02, if we did have a choose rule, the 02 at Gawker would be sitting behind the 15 of Terzak. Let's see him try to launch through the gears this time. Gawker kind of lane ducking on the start, and he misses another big shift. Here comes Johnson to the inside.
Well, that's the thing, you know, that's what cost him the race lead, Cody, was he did not get a good initial start. And now we're seeing it on these restarts. Something's going on. He's slipping through the gears. Just a tough break for Gawker. But the thing is, he could rebound it from him because that car is so good on that outside line. But, I mean, if somebody takes away his line, then he's going to have to move to the inside. And it's going to be interesting to see what that car can do on the inside line.
A bit of bottlenecking there at the exit of 2 and the entrance of 3. This time it's Malik Ray working around the 0-2 at Gawker. So Gawker going 2 spots in the wrong direction. Peyton Howell, your first race winner there for the New Smyrna. I believe he was the best finishing car all night, too, in the 52. Had 2 podium finishes there. Peyton Howell staying strongly in the top 5 with the 45 of Casey Beatty knocking on the door right there.
Yeah, knocking on the door. But I got to tell you, seeing that 52 of Peyton Howell and seeing that scheme, got to make me thinking this feels like the Snowball Derby, seeing that car out there. You know, Snowball Derby usually happens late December, early January. So great to see that scheme on that car, and definitely trying to make his way up there and trying to go back-to-back in this Crown Jewel Series.
Well, Casey Beatty trying all different. You can see these guys are trying all different sorts of lines there around the bottom of the racetrack. They're not just sticking to one way, sticking the tires down to the white line. Some of them are running about a half lane up. Some of them are running a full lane up. As our third caution will end the longest green flag run of the day. We'll see what it is for. As it might be for the 66, Robbie Taylor. It is for the 66 Robbie
Oh
Taylor.
my gosh, still
Ooh,
Langford.
Steele Langford. One of the cars that transferred in. And one of the, I believe Steele Langford sitting top 10 in points. Or top 8 in points.
He so took the provisional like we saw Rocky Boyd. But the thing was, that wasn't really Robbie Taylor's fault because it looked like Brantley Bryant, if that's who was ahead of him, looked like he got a little bit on the apron and there was nowhere for Robbie Taylor to go and they stacked up, and unfortunately still Langford got the worst of that.
So the story at the top of the field right now is really there is no story. It's Kyle Terzak on a tear right now in the 52. Looks like the 002 AJ Warren going to get a lap back. He's currently scored in the 23rd position. About 6 laps down. Steele Langford goes a lap down on pit road, so that leaves 21 cars now to battle this thing out. And the last car on the lead lap is our buddy, the Premier Racing number 21 of Justin Valdez.
Yeah, Julian Valdez doing a great job. He's staying out of trouble. I mean, he's running in P20, but doing a good job keeping that 21 machine clean. But it's going to be interesting, Cody, to see what happens on this restart. Is now Aaron Johnson's going to be on the inside, I believe. Yeah, the 78 of Aaron Johnson. See, I thought that was Gingras, but it wasn't. It was Aaron Johnson driving the 78 that has GMS on the back of his car. So, little...
Gingras started in the 3rd position right now. He's going to restart all the way back in 11th. And this time it's Johnson not getting through the gears, or maybe there's just not enough grip on the top. Because here comes Malik Ray. It's going to be probably going to be a dogfight for second all night if Terzak keeps running through the gears that way.
Oh, it's just like we were talking about. It's the broadcaster curse. Aaron Johnson goes around, big wreck behind him.
That's probably just trying to keep that car where the grip is, and running into someone. There's Jimmy Gawker, your outside pole sitter.
Take a look. I saw Johnson get loose. Oh, man.
Johnson got really loose. Cam Powell involved. Of course, Jimmy Gawker, the biggest one involved. Watch another view of this one coming off the corner. Johnson to the outside wall. So Johnson gets Gawker. Looks like the 45 of Beatty also going to take some significant damage from that one. As lap 31, another caution comes out, so another 6th flag run. I believe the longest green flag run we've had so far, just maybe a shy under 10 laps, as Johnson's going to get another back.
Well,
so caution. Sorry.
You're good. I was just going to say, don't look now, Cody, but look who's up there in P5, Mr. Rocky Boyd.
Well, definitely the hard charger on the night for Mr. Rocky Boyd. Don't know how he's been able to keep it so clean. I know Steele Langford probably asking how he's keeping that car so clean. He might actually... No, looks like the 78 will stay up into his 2nd spot. Let's look at the damage across that 78, though. He might go backwards quick, fast, and in a hurry in that GMS race car's number 78.
Yeah, you look at that front nose, it's all caved in, and that's going to hurt him with the arrow on these straightaways and the straightaway speed. So it'll be interesting to see if Johnson's able to keep that car up there up front, or if he's going to drop like a rock and then keep it back.
You know, on dirt, you got a little forgiveness on dirt when it comes to damage. I don't know about anything on the asphalt car. One bolt goes wrong in the asphalt car, you may be going backwards. Actually, no, I think it's probably the same thing for dirt right there. So we'll see if anything's damaged on the front of the race car. As I said, no start. That car is heavily damaged, and Rocky Boyd going to finish him off. Scary. Scary ride there for the 78 of Anthony Johnson.
I gotta tell you, Cody, I thought we were playing Mortal Kombat. I thought I heard him finish him right there because That was, and it wasn't Rocky Boyd's fault.
No.
Aaron Johnson just could not get going, and there was nothing for Boyd to do.
You can't blame a guy for having a competitive spirit. You know, he got the second place spot back, and he was going to defend that thing with his life, no matter how bad the race car was. But he'll join Jimmy Gawker on pit road now, and that might be the rest of his race. Actually, the way we're going, we might see him here at the end. No word on if Dustin Mauberket has made it back out. Looks like he is done. He's currently 22 laps down. Chase Swank they're still waiting on repairs, so Chase Swank's still waiting on repairs. Once they get out, they'll be about 22 to 27 laps down as they run currently. So it looks like they'll be definitely behind the 8 ball. Going to need a lot of caution. I don't think we'll have enough cautions for those two to get back on the lead lap and get any significant points positioning out of this race.
Yeah, it does not look like they're going to be able to continue, and that's a tough break for these guys. You know, had such great cars, but looks like their day could be over.
Yeah, Steele Langford was just lit up for a second. Now the light has gone out on 33 of Steele Langford, who's still currently a lap down. Looks like he might be trying to fix that car one pit stop at a time, which short racetrack is really not gonna. I think that's Steele right there, launching out of pit road.
Yeah.
So 2x2. Now it's going to fall on Malik Ray. And the story so far is no story. Kyle Terzak, the best to get through the gears so far. Second row, Palmer Hag and Peyton Howell. We'll see if Peyton Howell can get up and push Malik Ray and maybe try to get the launch.
Well, you see it right there. It looked like Mr. Kyle Terzak was just dog walking onto the restart zone. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. But you saw it right there. And Peyton Howell tried to give Malik Ray a push, trying to get him to the front, but he just couldn't do that when Terzak brake checked the field.
Believe it or not, I know it doesn't seem like it, folks, but that's probably the most exciting restart. That's like the closest restart we've had in this race. 66 finds himself on the pit road. Maybe for tires, we're about the 13 laps from tires. Maybe a little quick caution trigger finger there from somebody. Don't know who's throwing that switch. Definitely know it's not our good producer, Charles Wooten, who's giving you all these good camera angles so far tonight. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Kevin Fry not up in the flag stand. That's going to be Barty the flagman. I think they named him that in a NASCAR race. If you don't know who Kevin Fry is, you're lying.
Oh, goodness.
Well, don't know when we're going to switch to a single file restart. But if we do switch to that, Kyle Terzak is going to be one happy man as we now put lap number 43 in the books. So we're coming down to knocking on the door of 80 to go. Looks like we might restart with about 80 or 79 to go. It's been a tough one to sit through. It's been a slog. These guys want to get some green flag laps in. But we definitely know one thing. It's not been the setup. It's just been the way the track is.
Yeah, it's been crazy so far, and the track is perfect right now. And I got to give it to these teams for the setup. I mean, these cars, they're not as loose as we saw them at New Smyrna. It's been some great racing, and see if we can get some more green flag laps as we approach 10 to go for that mandatory pit stop.
So Malik Ray may be fourth here in corner number 1 because he's got 3 really fast cars behind him. Terzak gets through. Ray going to try to fight back to the outside, but here comes Peyton Howell back to the inside off of corner number 2. They're still 2x2 for the second spot, 2x2 for the fourth spot. The 54 there of Kenny Brady almost shot up to the outside wall in his Wood Brothers looking number 54 car. But they're still duking it out, Crow.
Yeah, still duking it out, and 2x2, just like Noah's Ark as they go down the backstretch. But look at Peyton Howell. He's going to drop to the inside. Boyd's going to try to follow him, but Howell cannot find a way to get around 88 of Malik Ray. As we see Robbie Taylor, looks like he goes up into the wall. Rocky way loose right there.
That was the 55, the 055 of Palmer Hag up hard into the outside wall as the caution comes out for your LCQ winner. The 31 of Brad Carpenter currently running in the 18th position at the top. Actually, looks like he was running about 15th with our buddy Mick Gindras and the 51 of Bradley Wilson helping him go around. I don't think he touched anything, so hopefully this will this lead us into the mandatory pit stop?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, because, you know, they said lap 55, but are they going to do it like the caution before lap 55 overrides that, or are we going to see it? Are they going to try to get to 55 and then make their pit stop?
Well, while we had that 4-car gaggle there, Crow, they were running about the 16.2s.
Oh.
Cam Powell came in at 16. Oh, what the little hey, how you doing? Keep it moving fake out there. But we have some takers on pit road, led by the 52 of Peyton Howell.
Yeah, Peyton Howell, Rocky Boyd, the 55 of Palmer Hag. And there's our tires right there.
Our question is answered. Gindras pulls into his pit stall. There's the 52 of Rocky Boyd. Or that's the 52 of Peyton Howell.
Ooh, right sides only, it looks like, Cody.
So looks like he's got confidence. I would have taken if I were Peyton Howell, I honestly would have taken the left sides just on where the grip is. But of course, I'm not the smartest iRacer in the book. I can't even finish top 10 on dirt, you know, on a usual afternoon. Most of the time when people hear my voice, it's to yell at them to see if they know how to tie their shoes. Oh yeah, Cody Wooten, that's a good one. Well, can we get a T-shirt of that? He couldn't finish top 10 in a 5-car field. So everyone getting back into a 2x2 formation. So the top 2 not taking tires, but will that affect Kyle Terzak? It may affect him in the long run, but the guys behind him maybe only taking right sides, as it's Terzak, Malik Ray on their original tires. Right side for the 52 of Powell. Didn't really get to see Rocky Boyd's pit stop. Cam Powell is your biggest mover so far. Actually, no. Cam Powell and Robbie Taylor are about tied for the biggest mover. Taylor won spot to the good on that battle. As here comes Malik Ray. That's his best chance to the outside, and he just blew it coming off the corner.
Yeah, just blew it. And you gotta be thinking, he thinks maybe he's thinking he should have tires right here, because Rocky Boyd is all over that back bumper. Now he's going to try to slide to the inside to get the position. Just can't clear him, Cody.
I think that might answer your question on how many tires Rocky Boyd took, because he got around the 52 no problem. He's about to work to the inside of Malik Ray, so I think that's going to be the 4-tire answer there for Rocky Boyd, or he took left sides compared to Peyton Howell's right sides, because the right sides ain't helping him out right now. As I say that, he's moved right on into the 88 of Malik Ray, and they touch a little bit, but that's probably net code.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to call that net code, because it didn't look like they touched really. But, I mean, could that also play into the tire wear also?
True, he did not stop for tires. Don't know. Yeah, that is definitely Netco. Don't know if the tire option's still up, and he kept that thing off the wall. Might have just bald spotted the tires. So I don't know if they can't go in and get tires, or if they get tires, there's going to be some sort of penalty. Don't know what the call will be there for the 88, but he definitely probably flat spotted the tires. And well, now Rocky Boyd up 20 positions from the 22nd starting spot, as there goes Malik Ray on the pit road. He might actually be getting some tires. So we're about to find out what the officials do. So if this car disappears, probably being disqualified for not following the pit rules. He is taking tires. So Crow, he's gonna have to drive through only right sides too. So what's with the right side deal here, Crow? I'd take the left sides.
You would think it, but the thing is, the right sides wear out a lot more than the left here at Five Flags. But I mean, the thing about, Malik Ray's he's gonna get an EOL, so he's gonna go to the back. So why not come in and take tires? Because you're not losing any track position if you do come in, you know. So, but yeah, it's interesting. I guess it was lap 55 and on you could come in for tires, but we still have not seen Kyle Terzak come in yet, and he's going to be thinking that as Rocky Boyd's going to line up to his outside, Cody.
Yeah, he might be. I don't know if he's overconfident about his ability to get through the gears, but he's got the points leader sitting to the outside right there on Freshies. On some fresh, I don't know if these are Hoosier or Goodyear tires. There might be Hoosier tires at this level of competition. But Maximus tires. Wow. And yeah. Cody Wooten, hey, welcome to the big leagues, kid. Little announcer rib as we have a single file restart here.
I was about to say, I've never heard of Maximus, but yeah, these are definitely Hoosier tires, Cody. As you see, Rocky Boyd gets into the wall a little bit, but with the single file restart, that's going to help Terzak be able to pull away from Boyd, and now he can, you know, kind of control the tires. But don't look now, Rocky Boyd's trying to go to the front.
Well, Boyd keeps tagging that outside wall. He's going to need more than Hoosier tires. He's going to need Trojan tires to protect those things to keep him up, as there goes the 66 of Taylor, and he's going to slide down the backstretch. Looks like he hit the brakes hard. Oh, there's the 54 of... that's Kenny Brady there in the 54. Giving him some tags for his treble. So Taylor was in about the 4th or 5th position there. And, you know, if this was a hosted lobby, Crow, we both know what's coming after he gets a new set of tires, if this was a hosted lobby.
I was about to say, what goes around comes around. And, you know, it happened, you know, Taylor at the LCQ got into, who was that? Was that Valdez? I believe, Julian Valdez. So, got to be thinking that Valdez is laughing at, is happy about what just happened.
Well, that's true too. If this was a hosted lobby, we'd be down to like 3 cars as well. So Kyle Terzak, Rocky Boyd, Peyton Howe, Cam Powell, Palmer Hagg, Mick Gindras, Bradley Bryant, Larson Parker, Cameron Ruggles, Bryce Beatty, Tad Granger, Malik Ray, Kenny Brady, Bradley Wilson, Julian Valdez, and Robbie Taylor. Also, Brad Carpenter is up there as well. So, about 17 of our original 25 starters. So, we're down about 8.
See, and the thing is, Cody, you know, I mean, Kyle Terzak is probably thinking this race is going to go caution after caution. And I believe that is why he has not came in yet. And, you know, with him going to single file restarts, that's helping him out big time to get away from Rocky Boyd. Because, I mean, like I said, he can just dog walk him to the start and finish line and then just take off and get a couple, about 3 or 4 car lengths as Rocky Boyd gets in the wall right there.
Well, it's definitely a gamble betting your whole race on a short run car, because eventually we're going to run down into a big green flag run. And I think that's where Rocky Boyd probably runs the best right now. Also, the 52 of Peyton Howe, so that could be trouble for Terzak.
Yeah, that's the only thing that would crush the spirit of Kyle Terzak in this gamble, just like you said, to have a short run car, is if we do get a long green flag run and Rocky Boyd will just rocket past Terzak, because Terzak's going to be on the defensive side. He's going to do everything to keep that 016 behind him, and that's going to hurt him with his tire wear for sure.
Well, we started the day with some good-looking race cars, but right now it's definitely not a beauty contest, as they're 2x2 back there. There's Cameron Ruggles, one of the cars. He's trying to work around Gindras. Looks like Larson Parker has worked his way back up. He started pretty good in the field as the 052 there of Brantley Bryant gets into his outside and almost washes up the racetrack.
Yeah, Brantley Bryant on the outside, trying to find a way to get around him. We have our caution for the umpteenth time.
So 71 in the books. That's going to leave us about 54 to go. That's the 8 of Tad Granger going around there. And Tad's car has seen better days.
Yeah, poor Tad right there. Julian Valdez not having the best day in this feature, and just gets into Granger right there. Actually kept it off the wall, so great save from Granger, but unfortunately just going to make his day go from bad to worse with this caution.
Might be some more net code issues coming into there. Didn't look like, I mean, they were close, but don't know if that was contact. How about Larson Parker there sitting in the 6 spots in his Generator Source Racing number 18 car? Spun out, went to the back, and now he's driving back to the field, and he's sitting in 6th.
Yeah, great job by Larson Parker. A lot of these guys, I mean, Camp House, up 14 positions, but like you said, the hard charger right now is Mr. Rocky Boyd, and it's a tie for second between Camp Howell and Bryce Beatty.
So it looks like Steele Langford actually joining us back on the lead lap. Palmer Hagg also on the lead lap. So we're back to 18 cars on the lead lap. So that only leaves 7 cars who are behind the 8 ball. That's led by A.J. Warren in the 002, currently scored in the 19th position. So still 18 cars who have a chance at winning this race, but I'd say right now it's really just down to the top 3.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I mean, Camp Howell, looking at him in P3, and we're going to go back to a double file restart. So this is where Rocky Boyd can take advantage, Cody, right here.
Let's see, can he get through the gears and defend off the 15 of Terzak? No, he cannot. Terzak, like a rocket, like a bottle rocket out of a Budweiser bottle, shoots out to the lead once again. Here comes Peyton Howell. He takes 3rd easily. Looks like Rocky Boyd getting a little loose coming off the corner.
Yeah, Rocky Boyd getting a little loose, and we've seen him tag that wall a couple times, so maybe that's knocked out made the handling of this car ill, but I mean, he's staying there in P2. But now Peyton Howell's going to get around Camp Howell for the number 2 spot. Camp Howell started to drop like a rock, Cody.
Yeah, Camp Howell started this one in 3rd. Now he's has Malik Ray to the outside. That's going to be a battle for the 6th position right there. So Ray 7th, Powell. No, that's going to be a battle for the top 5 position. As Malik Ray, Powell might have just drifted up the Speedway right into Brady, the 54 there of Kenny Brady. So Cam Powell now down 2 positions. He's down to 7th.
Yeah, and I was just saying, because Brantley Bryant was all kinds of sideways. I don't know how he did not wreck right there. Great save for Brantley Bryant, but he's paying the price as Cameron Ruggles is going to get around him. But now Malik Ray finding himself trying to get around Parker to get back up here and compete with these guys and get back to his either number 2 spot or number 3 for sure.
Man, that 54 of Kenny Brady, he's almost throwing that thing in there like a dart car. That thing looks to be sideways coming out of the corner. Just maybe my perspective, as we're going to start to throw a blanket there from 4th on to 7th as the battle is shaping up right here on the racetrack. Here comes Malik Ray trying to get back through the field.
Yeah, Malik Ray trying to get up through the field, and now he's got Brady all over his back bumper. Now he'll try to jump it to the inside. Oh, great shot. Oh, Larson Parker goes around. Hard contact into the wall, Cody.
Oh, unfortunately, netcode did not let us see the Bush Apple car going around there for the 18 of Larson Parker.
I was about to say.
Right here. Yeah. Big blink from Larson Parker, and I think that contributed to the contact. A very hard ride, and a very, very frustrated race car driver, after having to drive through this field once, is going to have to do it again with significant more amount of damage.
Yeah, as you see right here, blinks out right there, and then next time we catch him, he's going around. So enough break for Larson Parker.
So coming off the last lap data, Rocky Boyd was your fastest on the racetrack, not by much, 16:03.2 compared to Kyle Terzak's 16:04.9. So that's only for maybe about, he's only maybe gaining about like inches to centimeters out there on the racetrack with that time.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not going to, I mean, it's showing that he's got the speed, but he's going to have to pick it up a lot more if he wants to get around Kyle Terzak and take over this race lead.
Well, the thing is, this race right now is being won on these starts, and, you know, I might be eating some humble pie here after this one comes to a close, because that short run strategy is still working. Kyle Terzak might be the only car in the field on original tires, as it's Terzak, Boyd, Howell, and Malik Ray in the dead zone. Number 88 has worked his way back up to the second row.
Yeah, definitely worked his way back up, and there's several guys that we see, you know, in that top 10. Robbie Taylor's worked his way up 10 positions, 11 positions, as they're getting lined up. But yeah, great job by these guys, not giving up and coming back to the front. But Rocky Boyd has once again been the hard charger.
And looks like Howell able to time up the restart as good as Terzak.
Oh,
just
Boyd.
as we say that, there goes Rocky Boyd around. Throw the keys on the desk, because he just checked into the Heartbreak Hotel there for the 16 of Rocky Boyd, and he does not look too happy in that 016 car.
No, he does not. Oh, and he goes around again.
Yeah, trying to get around to pit road, and
that's
netcode. Yeah, netcode again.
Oh, man.
Two things in racing that suck the most. That's Mother Nature and netcode.
Yeah, definitely. You see, you know, Mother Nature 2 weeks ago at New Smyrna, and now a lot of netcode go. Oh man, and then that hard hit right there.
Yeah, that might have just cleaned off any hopes he had to finishing this race on the lead lap. As significant nose damage to the 16. Your current points leader may not be the case leaving the Five Flags Speedway, as I don't know if we have a schedule graphic. I wonder where we're scheduled to be next. We might take another week or two off. We will be at the Asphalt Lanier Speedway. For another twin race, twin 60s. Hopefully they go better than the twin 50s. as Lankford and then the 29th of September, I believe, we will be at the USA Speedway. None of these on dirt, by the way. I don't think we have a dirt race on the schedule. We should talk about getting a dirt race on the schedule.
Well, the thing is, the way these cars handle on dirt, it'd be, you know, New Smyrna was bad with everybody spitting out, but it'd be hard to drive these cars because they tested them, tried running them on dirt, but it's just not a good show for sure for the fans.
Well, maybe we can do something, get them into the actual get them into the dirt super late models one time, just for fun, you know, maybe somewhere near the end of the season. We'll petition for that. We'll put that on the desk right now. 93 down, so we're 7 away from hitting the 100 lap mark. So 25 plus 7. That's 32 if I'm right. I hope so. My sister's a math professor as the green flag comes back out.
Yeah, I was never good. I was never good at math, so I'm gonna go with that. If your sister's a math professor, maybe she taught you something.
One of the guys who was in the 16-0s, just as things started getting good, Mr. Brad Carpenter says, hey, no. We're running out of things to say here in the booth. This might be netcode again. Yep.
Oh, yeah, definitely netcode.
Yeah.
Golly, hard hit.
Yeah, hard netcode there.
Yeah,
the,
hard net.
Number 31, Brad Carpenter, who had to race his way in through a B main. Led that one flag to flag. Almost lost that thing to Cam Powell. And Rocky Boyd was also the fastest on the racetrack right there. No, I think that still might be the same graphic. So, tough break for your early points leader. And hopefully this is just a flip to come and doesn't knock him out of that points conversation just yet.
Once again, Kyle Terzak staying out, Cody.
He's still on his original set of tires, and now I think we're in the point of a race where we have the potential for one more long green flag run, but I think that strategy is going to play out for Kyle Terzak in the RKM setup shop number 15. 918 Designs on the race car. Sitting second is Kenny Bruce. He has no affiliation. He's a WC license. I forget what WC stands for. I think that's above a world-class license, since the Unrivaled Esports. Number 52 of Peyton Howell, who those three were really close on the start. So it's going to be interesting to see what's left of that 15, how much he has, and if he can defend this. If he can defend this lead.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Go ahead.
Did we just go choose cone? Is Peyton Howell's to the inside? Well, it looks like we would choose cone because Peyton Howell is second to the inside in the preferred lane, and that's not going to matter. They're 3 wide for second off the start.
3 wide for second, and right now Peyton Howell is just a sandwich in the middle of those two cars. Oh, man, this ain't going to be good.
I could go for a sandwich. So Terzak, the long run strategy paying off. As it looks like we're going to come to 26 to go, 25 to go. Right here at the line, they're 2 by 2. That's Malik Ray and Kenny Brady, who for a second was showing some promise to challenge for the lead. LCQ runner-up Cam Powell up 13 positions into 5th right now. They're battling right behind Cam Powell.
Yeah, battling right behind Cam Powell. I mean, you know, it's single file till Powell, and then behind him it's just a gaggle of cars going for position. And I tell you, Rocky Boyd driving like a bat out of Hades for sure, trying to get back up here and challenge these guys for the race lead.
Even with the significant damage to Rocky Boyd, he's still running in the 16-0s. But Kyle Terzak ran the fastest one around the Speedway that time in 16:02.7, as another caution will come out.
What a great run for Kenny Brady, though. I mean, you know, sitting there in P3, I can't remember, did he run into Smyrna?
Don't think so.
So
there goes. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, it's still Lakeford goes around. But I was going to say, so for his first race with the Crown Jewel Series, and he's sitting right there in P3. Great run for that 54, and you got to be thinking that team back home is really, really great to see that for sure.
There's something in the 15 camp that they like so far, and it's been working all night, even with the advantage of starting the race. But he just went up. He might be listening to the broadcast because he just went up off that preferred line and took the lead and started to run with it.
Yeah, definitely took the lead, and I wonder what his crew chief's thinking, you know. Letting it all hang out there. Probably letting him call the race because the crew chief don't want to get fired, or the spotter. So definitely letting the driver make all the decisions in that 15 camp.
Hey, sometimes when you're on, and that 15 has been on one all night. It looks like, is that Julian Valdez in the 7th spot? And yes, it is Julian Valdez in the 7th spot.
Wow.
So, a good job for that young man.
Yeah, definitely great job. And I got to be thinking Rocky Boyd has got to be getting frustrated with all these cautions, because as soon as he starts making his way up there, then the caution flag comes out. So he's got to be saying, boys, play nice so that I can get up there, because right now he can't make a run with only running 2 to 3 green flag laps a stint.
So, Crow, we're probably doing some type of choose cone here in the second half of the race. That's the second time the lineup has shifted dramatically. And how about Brady to the inside? Brady's got we might have our first lead change of the race to see if he can hold off a push from Terzak down the backstretch.
Yeah, he's able to clear Terzak, and now Terzak's got his hands full of Peyton Howe for the second position.
Terzak, wow, Terzak needs to go to the freaking casino.
Yeah.
He was so close to that gamble not paying off.
Oh, Rocky Boyd.
Frustration sets in, but he's only hurting his own case.
But here's the thing, Cody. So really that wasn't Boyd's fault, because if you go back and look at the replay, Bryce Beatty actually got on the apron a little bit, and that's what got him loose, and there was nowhere for Boyd to go. You should take a look right here, Cody. Watch right here. Watch the 7.
Oh yeah, he went all the way back.
Yeah, went on the apron right there. Yep, right there. Got a little loose, washed up the racetrack, nowhere for Rocky Boyd to go.
That is a dramatic shift when one of those tires do not connect.
Man.
So 16 to go. I don't think caution laps are counting inside 20 to go. No, they are counting. We're getting a little tired up here in the booth. It's been a long, long 125 laps, but it looks like Kenny Brady actually will inherit the lead after taking it by force. We could possibly get a replay of that restart. Kenny Brady took that thing by force down the front stretch.
Well, Cody, I know you're a rookie at this, but when you do a 6-hour endurance race at Daytona, then you get a little bit tired. But I mean, this is really nothing for this race. But it has been a little tiring, I gotta admit, but gotta love being here, and thanks to LSRTV and Cam Ruggles for having us, getting to call this great race in the Crown Jewel Series.
Kenny Brady replicates his success. We're going to be inside 15 to go once we get to the restart line. And what was no? We'll let the officials sort that one out as the caution immediately comes back out.
Kyle Terzak tried to dog walk him again, and it almost cost him with Malik Rankin getting into him a little bit right there, Cody.
Let's watch here. That's the aid of Tad Granger. And
oh my gosh.
Powell went around off the front bumper of Julian Valdez.
But if we, I was going to say, if we go back to that restart, watch Kyle Terzak right here. Watch him in the 15.
Oh, yeah, big. I mean, he
yeah.
Jumped. That was a jump there out of the 15 of Terzak. And he just caught himself.
Backed up the field, and that's what caused the caution.
So 11 to go. So we're going to have this one probably like a Saturday night dirt track heat race left when it's all said and done. So about 8 laps to go. And Kenny Brady coming from a relatively consistent run to a potential soiree in victory lane. But can he hold off the 57? And that short run, I may have to take back that apology because that short run speed may be starting to fade for the 15.
Well, I was just about to ask you, Cody. I'm going to ask you, who's your pick to win this thing?
Man, it's I'm always one for upsets, but looking at the guy I want to pick, he's going to start on the outside road. So I'll say the 52 of Peyton Howell.
Yeah, I'm going to go with let's see. You're talking about upsets. I'm going to say Kenny Brady might be able to do it, but I think Robbie Taylor, I think there's going to be a big wreck. Robbie Taylor's going to go and take home this win.
We still got 16 cars, so any sort of mistake can give anyone the win right now on a short track Tuesday night. We're going to come to the green flag and 9 to go. We're going to have 8 to go here. Great launch by Brady off the corner.
Yeah, Brady gets a great launch right there, but don't look now because here comes Rocky Boyd. He's setting at P12, Cody. If these cars get in front of him and he's able to avoid it, he'll be right up there with these guys.
Oh, Terzak to the inside. He might have short run speed again. Here comes that humble pie as they're 2x2 for the lead. Coming off the door. Look at a door bang off of turn number 2. It's going to get good here for the Crown Jewel Series.
Yeah, coming out of 3, it's going to be Terzak with the advantage, but here comes Brady on his outside, trying to get the way as they go into 1, coming into 2. It's going to be Brady, not going to have the advantage as they go down the backstretch. Terzak to the lead.
Terzak might need to clear Brady. Brady's faster in 3 and 4. He's going to clear him off the corner this time by. It might have to be a little Dale Earnhardt shades of 95 bump and run Rowless Cage. Here he is to the back bumper with 5 to go. Yeah, he's going to try it down the backstretch. Gets Terzak loose. Here comes Brady. Brady's going to drop it to the inside, but don't count out Peyton Howell. They're almost 3 wide as they hit the line. 2x2, they're going to door bang off into turn number 2. It's going to be about 5, maybe 4 to go. Don't know if the clicker's still working. Here comes Brady. He's going to march back to the lead. Terzak into the outside wall. Brady goes to the lead, but the battle for second is on between Peyton Howell and Terzak. Terzak to the outside. Terzak will clear Howell as they go into 1. He will not be denied. He's getting more aggressive. Desperation is starting to set him to the 15. Terzak with 3 to go. Going to come to the twin sticks this time by. It is getting good, Crow. Yeah, it's definitely getting good. It's now Terzak trying to find a way to get around Howell so he can get up to Brady. Down the backstretch, 2x2 for second. But it's all Kenny Brady up front as they hit the line. 1 to go this time. Kenny Brady might have just gotten the biggest relief of his life because Terzak could not clear. But he cleared him off the corner this time. 2x2, they're going to wreck. Into 3 and 4. Kenny Brady gonna pull off the upset tonight at the 5 Flag Speedway. He's gonna win in the Crown Jewel Series. What a move by Kenny Brady. He's gonna win race number 2 of this Crown Jewel Series. He stole it from Kyle Terzak.
robbed him of the win. Great job by Kenny Brady.
Absolute robbery. Here comes Rocky Boyd with a full head of steam. But he would not be denied. The desperation setting in, and really when he did not clear Hal, that might have ended the run there for the 15 of Kyle Terzak, who leads, I believe, almost into the 120 lap range. I believe he did lead about 100 laps, but we're going to get this man, Kenny Brady, in the booth. Get this man in here. We need to talk to him right now.
Yeah, and I just want to add, Julian Valdez is going to be our hard charger when it's all said and done.
So the unofficial race results here for the Crown Jewel Late Model Series: Kenny Brady, Kyle Terzak, Peyton Howe, Palmer Hagg, Julian Valdez, Malik Ray, Cameron Ruggles, Steele Langford, Mick Gindras, and Brantley Bryant will be your unofficial top 10 until we get to the scales and get everybody through tech.
11th, you're going to find Rocky Boyd. 12th is going to be Bradley Wilson. 13th is going to be Robbie Taylor. 14th, Tad Granger. 15th, Bryce Beatty. 16th, Brad Carpenter. 17th, A.J. Warren. 18th, Cam Powell. 19th, Larson Parker. And 20th, Casey Beatty.
It'll be Jake Grout, Aaron Johnson, Jimmy Gawker, Dustin Mauberkit, and Chase Swank rounding it out. Let's we've been stalling for too long. Let's get Kenny Brady in here. All right, so Kenny.
Hello.
Buddy, what a race right there for you, man. You ended up stealing it at the line, and just tell us from what you saw from the POV behind the wheel.
It was just pretty aggressive race. Just being aggressive, trying to win. That was about it. Kyle was probably pretty good at these, obviously. So he runs these a lot. So I feel like the only way I was going to get by him was to probably use the bumper. I'll admit, and I did. So had to get a little physical there, and but it was still a fun race regardless. Somewhat a lot of cautions, but hopefully we can have some better racing.
Well,
at the end of the season.
Well, Rubbin's racing, man. So, I mean, you got to go for the win when you're going for it. But what was going through your mind? How did you take Terzak off his restart game?
I mean, I kind of just, like I said, without moving him, I really had no chance to pass him. So I just knew I had to time it as perfectly as I could. So I was just like, I got to go early. I don't expect him to go late. So I feel like when you time stuff like that, especially with these cars and how fast the launch is, once you fire, it can kind of be just like kind of lucky. You time it as perfectly as I did. So I just got lucky there that I hit it right on the dot. And yeah, I mean, it was nice to time it there, obviously, because it's hard to do that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I just hope for the future of the league that we could have some more racing. Obviously, there's a lot of cautions, and like I said, had to get physical there at the end. So I mean, yeah, Rubbin's racing, but yeah, it was definitely difficult to win. So I didn't feel as fast as I felt. So.
Well, man, who do you want to take on the 54 machine, and who are your sponsors?
Just EPI. Yeah, EPI's on the car. I don't even think they know they're on the car. So, but they're just like, I need a logo. So shout out Cameron for making the car, just putting the logos on it before the race. And you guys for the broadcast. It's nice to have a broadcast for a league. So it was fun, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Well, man, we're excited for you. Thank you for stopping in. That is the 54 there of your winner, Mr. Kenny Brady. So let's talk to our second place finisher now, Mr. Kyle Terzak. And Kyle, you lead the most laps tonight, but unfortunately you don't park it into victory lane. First of all, tell me about your strategy there in the restart zone. You made all these guys look like it's their first time in the car there off the restart.
Yeah, it's just about experience, right? I've been running this car for a lot of years now, and this is all I run. So this is like when I go to NASCAR compared to these guys. But yeah, it's just honestly experience, right? these super late models, they don't really get tire spin that often unless you do a really long green flag run and you get another restart. So it was just honestly, can they predict it? And of course, Kenny got that one, so he got me right there, which is fine. There's a lot of racing left. And I had to get him back, and I got him in the bumper time or two, and I got around him, and then he gave it back to me, and I was trying to get Peyton to get inside of him so he wouldn't get behind me, but he prevailed. So congratulations to him. Really fun to come out here. I felt like I had the right strategy, just not pitting, because honestly we just had so many cautions that. Once you get one or two heat cycles on the new tires, I mean, they're basically how they were. So, just like I said, experience, right? These NASCAR guys, when they come in here, they don't really know these short track cars, and when I go over there, I don't know what I'm looking at. So, glad I can come over here and be competitive and come home with a second place finish.
Well, that's like me and Cody were talking about, because we were seeing that you weren't pitting, and that's what we decided that, with all the cautions, were you thinking that it was going to be cautions breed cautions, or were you thinking maybe there's going to be a long green flag stretch? Were you ever thinking about pitting at all?
Honestly, I was kind of thinking about it, but around like lap 40, I was kind of committed to not going in, because like I said, as soon as you get a caution or two on these tires, they just immediately go back to what they were before you pitted. So looking at the tires, I was even 80-80 on the right side, so that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit on the tight side, but it's just how this car is, man. You just if it was a late model stock car, you 100% would have pitted right there. But with the super and how these tires are, it's just so tricky. I mean, one caution, it feels like you put half a turn of wedge when you go back green. So, yeah.
Man, who do you want to thank on that beautiful number 15 car, and who'll get you up and down the road?
Yeah, I want to thank Cameron and Caleb for putting this on. I want to thank you guys for the broadcast, RKM Setup Shop for everything to do, 918 Custom Designs, Nexus Esports, Hot Shot Photography, Best iRacing Photos, Terzak Racing on Facebook, and everybody's watching back at home.
That's number 15 here of Mr. Kyle Terzak, finishes second tonight in the Crown Jewel Series, and we'll talk to Peyton Howell, who I believe might walk away with the points lead. Peyton, a third time here on the podium in 2026. You got to be feeling really good.
Yeah, that was a race. I don't know what else I could have done differently there. I feel bad for getting into Malik, we're just racing, money's on the line, we're racing for it. I'll definitely talk to him after we do all this, but yeah, I mean, taking the points lead's great, but I don't know what else to do to go make this a little bit more fun, because you just got to get long green flag runs in and go, and you can't do nothing whenever it's just caution after caution.
So I got to ask you, man, so, you were setting up there P2 almost all the whole race, but how has that affected you, your confidence on those restarts when Terzak was being able to beat you every time?
It didn't bother me at all. I don't really get worried about it, because I need long green flag runs, especially here. I am horrible on the short run here. So yeah, I mean, it didn't affect me at all. I figured he'd get a jump. I was hoping that I could jump with him, and either if I pick behind him, stay right behind him and get the second, or if I pick to the outside of him, just stay behind him, getting into one and get down in line. But yeah, definitely didn't affect me at all. It's hard to time somebody restart after restart after restart, because they can just go in so many different spots. That, I mean, the one time that I did is when Rocky and them didn't go on the outside, and then they ended up wrecking once I had him timed and might have had a shot at the lead.
Well, man, who do you want to thank of the number 52 machine, and who gets you up and down the road?
Yeah, I got to thank Unrivaled Innovations, Icon Apparel Company, Celsius, Nerditudes, everybody on Unrivaled. I got to thank y'all for putting on the broadcast. Caleb and Cameron for what they do for the league. It's great if we could just go green. That's the only thing that I'm like just hoping that we can get fixed.
Well, man, that should be your new points leader heading into Lanier, the 52 of Mr. Peyton Howell. And that's going to do it for us here on the broadcast side for LSR TV. This has been the Crown Jewel Series. My name's Cody Lewis. This is Mr. Crow for Charles Wooten. We say good night, and please hold your loved ones. You never know when the last time's going to be.